Hey everyone, welcome to Facts of Life, where we unlock the secrets of our world. Today, we're diving into the heart of Africa, where every sunrise brings new stories, and every shadow hides a tale of survival and magic. From the awe-inspiring power of the elephants to the stealth of the leopard, Africa is home to some of the most breathtaking creatures on Earth. Get ready to journey with me through the wild, where the extraordinary is just an everyday adventure. Let's explore the magic of African wildlife. When he roars, the savannah stops because it knows that the king has arrived. Meet the lion. Number 1. Long live the king. A male lion's reign as leader of a pride is often short-lived on average. They only maintain control for about 6 years before being challenged by younger, more vigorous males. After being ousted, the former king is often forced into solitary existence, fighting to survive on his own in a harsh environment. This short-lived reign is a brutal reality in the life of a lion, and it highlights the constant power struggles and fierce competition that occur within their social structure. Number 2. Dominance of kings. Lions aren't only fighting to protect their territory from outside invaders, they're also constantly vying for dominance within their own species. When two male lions meet, especially in the case of young, ambitious males challenging the reigning dominant one, they will engage in fierce and sometimes deadly combat. These fights can end in death, but even if the older male is victorious, his strength and resources are often depleted, making him vulnerable to future challenges. It's a dangerous, high-stakes game of survival and supremacy that takes place in the wild. Number 3. Voice of death. When a lion knows that death is near, it emits a low, eerie growl that is unlike any of its other vocalizations. This death growl is believed to be a final, desperate attempt to assert dominance, intimidate, or communicate with other animals in the vicinity, even in the face of inevitable defeat. It's a deeply haunting sound, and one that showcases the lion's instinctual need to maintain control and power, even as it succumbs to the harsh realities of life in the wild. This growl is often heard in the final moments of a lion's life, adding a chilling emotional layer to their otherwise fearsome presence. Number 4. Mane of the king. The mane of a male lion isn't just a stunning feature, it also serves a practical purpose. The mane helps protect the lion's neck and throat from the bites and blows that often occur during fights with other males. It's also thought to signal a lion's health and strength. A darker, fuller mane is generally seen as a sign of a lion in peak condition, and research suggests that female lions may be drawn to these lions as potential mates. The mane is a symbol of power and vitality, playing a crucial role in their social and reproductive dynamics. Number 5. The mighty cave lion ancestor. One of the most famous ancestors of the modern lion is the extinct Panthera spilei, or the cave lion. These massive creatures roamed across Europe, Asia, and North America during the Pleistocene epoch, about 370,000 to 10,000 years ago. Cave lions were significantly larger than today's African lions, with some males weighing up to 800 pounds and measuring over 12 feet from head to tail. Their larger size may have been an adaptation to colder climates during the Ice Age, where more energy was needed to survive in harsher environments. These creatures were apex predators, likely hunting large prey like mammoths and bison, using their size and strength to overpower them. Number 6. Gruesome affair. One of the most brutal behaviors in lion societies is the phenomenon of infanticide. When a new male lion takes over a pride, he often kills the cubs of the previous dominant male. This triggers the females to return to estrus heat faster, allowing the new male to mate with them and ensure that his own genes are passed on. Cubs that are killed are typically anywhere from a few weeks to several months old, and their mothers often have no choice but to watch helplessly. This act ensures the new male's genetic legacy, although it's a devastating reality for the pride. Ancient giants, relentless survivors, built like a tank and a living weapon. The rhino. Number 1. Prehistoric origins. Rhinos have a history that spans over 50 million years, and their ancestors were quite different from the rhinos we know today. In fact, some ancient rhinos were massively huge. One species, the Paraceratherium, is thought to have been as large as a bus. It reached lengths of 26 feet and could stand as tall as a 2-story building. These early rhinos lived in the Eocene period and were even larger than some of today's elephants. Over millions of years, rhinos have evolved into the species we see today, adapting to various environments, from forests to grasslands, though their basic body structure has remained quite similar. Number 2. Thick skin, thin armor. Rhino skin is known for being about 2 inches thick, offering a tough exterior that gives them protection. However, despite how rugged it looks, their skin is quite sensitive and vulnerable to sunburns, so they often roll around in mud or water to create a natural layer of sunscreen and bug repellent. This mud bath helps to keep their skin cool, and it also deters biting insects and parasites. Without regular access to water or mud, their skin can crack and become painfully dry, making this behavior crucial for their comfort and health. Number 3. Rhinos' deadly horn duels. When rhinos engage in horn duels, the results can be devastatingly lethal. Male rhinos fighting for dominance or territory often end up piercing each other's flesh with their horns. In these fights, the rhinos slash and gore at each other with extreme precision, sometimes causing severe damage to vital organs. The horns aren't just weapons, they can puncture into internal organs, causing fatal internal bleeding. These fights can last hours, and the loser often ends up crippled or dead. Some victims of these horn battles are torn apart by the sheer force of the impact, leaving them to die a slow, painful death. Number 4. Dominance defines mating rights. In the rhino world, dominance plays a huge role in who gets to mate. Male rhinos, especially black and white rhinos, are highly territorial and will fight to the death to defend their right to mate with a female. The battle for dominance can be gruesome, with males using their massive size, horns, and strength to overpower their rivals. The victorious male earns the privilege of mating with a female in his territory. The losing male often limps away, bearing the scars of the fight, and sometimes dies from his injuries. Number 5. Baby in danger. Mating can be dangerous for more than just the males involved. It can be a dangerous process for the calves too. If a male rhino is not interested in the calf, he may become aggressive toward it to get the female's attention. In some cases, males have been observed charging at calves, either to get them out of the way or out of frustration during the mating ritual. The level of aggression may range from stomping to horn jabs, which can seriously injure or even kill the calf. This is part of the brutal natural world in which rhinos exist, where the pursuit of reproduction sometimes leads to unintended casualties. Number 6. Male rhinos kill females for dominance. Male rhinos can be so aggressive during mating season that they will sometimes kill a female to assert their dominance. When a dominant male feels that a female is a potential mate, he may attack and fight any other male around. However, if the female resists or does not meet his expectations, he may slaughter her to try and assert his territory and dominance. This is more common in cases where males are desperate for mates, especially when there are few females around. These killings are often brutal with males using their horns to gore and pierce vital organs. Matriarch of elegance, power, and beauty. The majestic African elephant. Number 1. Matriarchal leadership. Elephant herds are led by the oldest and most experienced female, known as the matriarch. Her leadership is vital to the herd's survival, as she holds the accumulated wisdom of many years of experience, knowing where to find food and water and how to avoid predators. The matriarch's decisions are respected by the other herd members, and her ability to guide the group is crucial, especially in challenging environments. The younger elephants, particularly the males, learn from her leadership and often stay close to her for guidance during their early years. Her knowledge also includes an understanding of the land and seasons, which is passed down to younger generations. Number 2. Memory like no other. Elephants are famous for their extraordinary memory, which is essential to their survival in the wild. They are capable of remembering the locations of water sources and safe migratory routes for decades, passing this knowledge down through generations. They are even able to recognize and remember individuals, including humans, that they haven't seen for years. Studies have shown that elephants are capable of remembering the scent of individuals and recalling past events or interactions, which helps them make better decisions in their daily lives. This long-term memory is vital for navigating the vast African landscapes where resources can be scarce and unpredictable. Number 3. Their family tree goes back 60 million years. The ancestors of modern elephants emerged about 60 million years ago, shortly after the extinction of the dinosaurs. These early ancestors, like Moeritherium, were small, pig-like creatures that lived in marshy, riverine environments. They didn't have trunks, but they did have elongated noses and relatively simple teeth. Over millions of years, their descendants adapted to a wide variety of environments, eventually evolving into the giants we know today. Their evolutionary journey demonstrates how mammals gradually grew to dominate the Earth following the mass extinction event that wiped out the dinosaurs. Number 4. They shaped ecosystems for millions of years. Elephant ancestors have been ecosystem engineers for millions of years, just as modern elephants are today. By feeding on vast amounts of vegetation, digging up water sources, and uprooting trees, they helped shape their environments. For instance, ancient proboscideans such as mammoth mastodons influenced the composition of forests by clearing paths and creating open areas that other animals could use. In Africa today, elephants continue this role, clearing paths through forests, creating waterholes, and spreading seeds, ensuring the survival of many plant species. These environmental modifications highlight how deeply embedded elephants are in the ecosystems they inhabit, shaping landscapes in a way few other species can. Number 5. Elephants are related to manatees and hyraxes. It might seem surprising, but the closest living relatives to elephants are manatees, those gentle sea cows, and hyraxes, a small, rock-dwelling herbivore found in Africa and the Middle East. This unique group of animals is classified under the Paenungulata clade. While elephants and manatees seem like polar opposites, they share common ancestors that lived around 80 million years ago in the late Cretaceous period. The evolutionary split between these species was driven by environmental pressures and adaptive changes. And it's fascinating to see how such diverse creatures share a common heritage. Number 6. Male elephants often battle to the death. The competition among male elephants, especially during muss, can be brutal, and sometimes these fights escalate to life or death struggles. Male elephants fight violently using their tusks, trunks, and massive bodies. They engage in intense head-to-head clashes, attempting to overpower or kill one another to win access to mates. These fights are not just for dominance, they can result in serious injuries or even death. The wounds from tusks are often deep, and an elephant could bleed out or die from shock after a severe confrontation. Male elephants also sometimes attack younger or weaker rivals, ensuring that only the strongest, most dominant males reproduce. Nature's ultimate survivor, racing across Africa's wildest plains in one of the greatest migrations on Earth. Meet the wildebeest. Number 1. The Great Migration, a journey like no other. Wildebeests are the stars of one of the most incredible natural events on Earth, the Great Migration. Every year, over 2 million wildebeests, alongside hundreds of thousands of zebras and gazelles, trek across the Serengeti Mara ecosystem in East Africa, covering vast distances in search of food and water. This migration is a breathtaking spectacle, spanning over 1,000 miles, and it's not just about moving, it's a survival game, with predators lurking at every turn. The sheer scale of this migration is awe-inspiring, and watching it unfold is like seeing nature's heartbeat in motion. Number 2. Predator targets, the circle of life. Wildebeests are not just part of the African landscape, they're a vital part of the food chain. Lions, cheetahs, hyenas, and crocodiles all rely on these animals for sustenance, and the wildebeests are well aware of this fact. During the migration, wildebeests face some of the deadliest predators on Earth, especially when they cross treacherous rivers swarming with crocodiles. The vulnerability of the young, weak, and the slowest in the herd makes this annual journey a brutal survival test. Yet, it's this very danger that fuels the circle of life, keeping the ecosystem in balance. Number 3. Predator targets, the circle of life. Wildebeests are not just part of the African landscape, they're a vital part of the food chain. Lions, cheetahs, hyenas, and crocodiles all rely on these animals for sustenance, and the wildebeests are well aware of this fact. During the migration, wildebeests face some of the deadliest predators on Earth, especially when they cross treacherous rivers swarming with crocodiles. The vulnerability of the young, weak, and the slowest in the herd makes this annual journey a brutal survival test. Yet, it's this very danger that fuels the circle of life, keeping the ecosystem in balance. Number 4. Mating battles, where strength meets strategy. Wildebeest mating rituals might seem a bit unusual, especially compared to more typical animal courtships. Instead of direct physical fights, males engage in a rocking behavior, where they stand side by side and push against each other. This may seem like an odd way to assert dominance, but it's a true test of strength and stamina. The winner claims his territory and the right to mate with nearby females. These territorial disputes can become quite dramatic, with males flaunting their strength and trying to outlast each other, all while surrounded by potential mates. Number 5. Communication, the language of the wild. If you think wildebeests are silent, think again. These animals have a surprisingly complex way of communicating, relying on a variety of vocalizations, body language, and even scent. Whether it's a low grunt of alarm or a snort of frustration, each sound has its purpose. When danger is near, their calls alert the herd, prompting them to change direction or flee. This vocal communication helps keep the herd safe and ensures that every individual is on the same page when it matters most. It's a reminder that even the most seemingly chaotic animals have an incredible sense of coordination. Number 6. The rise of the genus Conochaetes. The genus Conochaetes, which includes all modern wildebeests, evolved roughly 1 to 2 million years ago. Early species within this genus began to diverge into 2 major lineages: the blue wildebeest Conocaides taurinus and the black wildebeest Conocaides now. These two species evolved to occupy different ecological niches within Africa, with the blue wildebeest thriving in the open plains of East and Southern Africa, and the black wildebeest preferring the more arid and grassland-dominated environments of South Africa. The distinction between these two species is a result of both geographical separation and differing environmental pressures, showcasing the wildebeest's remarkable ability to adapt to various habitats across the continent. All right, that wraps up today's video on some amazing facts about African wildlife. I hope you learned something new and exciting. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an episode of Facts of Life. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let me know which African animal fact surprised you the most. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep exploring the wonders of our world.